Oh no. You got to be kidding me. All right. Well, hello everybody. Sorry about that. I was going to play my intro video, but it seems StreamYard no longer allows that without being a person that pays far too much for a platform that does far too little. Um, so we won't be playing that tonight. I don't think I can play any of my videos. So that sucks. I guess maybe we will have to find another service to use. But hello, everybody. I'm glad to see you tonight. Hello, Miss Angela and Michelle and Miss Sally. Welcome in. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome in. We're going to let a few people get in here, and then we are going to start off the night by drawing our winner from our lives last month. And I will show you what that winner is going to be taking home with them. And then we will get started into our project. Hopefully you have brought your favorite yarn and a nice size hook. Start off the night. There we go. Start the month as we always do with gifting out 5 memberships, and they are going to Miss Deborah Richardson, Michelle Romano, Kendra Lux, Mama Knows Best Gwen, and Sifting Some Soil and More. That is Miss Mona. Congratulations, ladies, and welcome to the memberships. It is a wonderful book. I have learned many a stitches out of it, and made a few of the moffats as well towards the back of the book. Those are really nice too. Hello, Miss Terry and Miss Bonnie. Welcome in. And Renee and Kimberly and Miss Crystal and Charlotte. Welcome in, ladies. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, you're welcome, Miss Deborah. YouTube picks those the picks the person randomly, and I appreciate that because I wouldn't want to have to pick from my friends. So, all right. So our prize pack for last month's super chat, super stickers, my way of giving back and saying thank you very much for that. I appreciate it very much. Is first we're gonna do a snowflake royal cake roll, or royal hook roll, tool roll, sorry, because these can be used for hooks or needles, so they are wonderful if you are a knitter or a crocheter. It fits a multitude of different size hooks. They're quite handy. I actually came up with this design because a friend asked me to make them a hook roll, so I did that, and they really liked it, so I kept making them. And then we have a beautiful hank of yarn. This one is Fairy's Garden. Excuse me. So it is blues, greens, whites, hints of pink, pinky purples where the blues kind of broke. Very, very pretty. And of course, since you have some yarn and a tool roll, well, you need a bag to carry those things in. So we've gone with a medium-sized Japanese knot bag with a fun witchy themed print. Well, because, you know, it's me. And of course, we have the notions pouch, and that will go to our winner. Thank you very much, Miss Sally. I love spending time with you guys very, very much. I will get you wrote down in just a moment. Go. And then from last month, we had 23 entries from what was donated and from our gifted entries. Got to pull up the random number generator. Change that. So it said 6 from the last draw I did. Just want to show you that. I'm going to pop the button. So number 20, Miss Deborah Richardson. Oh, I'll put it right here so you guys can see it. Miss Deborah Richardson is number 20. Congratulations, Miss Deborah. I know I have your address, but please send it to me again just so I for sure have it. And congratulations. Hello, Granny D. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. Miss Liz. Hello, my beautiful friend. Okay, I was flipping through and I found this stitch, which is an easy stitch altogether, but it is one that I have struggled with in the past getting started. So I thought, let's do a little bit of skill building on my side and get this knocked out of the park where we get it started correctly, because I don't know, every time I mess it up. It's going back and forth for me, keeping in that pattern. Once I get into the pattern, I'm good, but it's first getting into the pattern is like, "Grr." So this is a peephole chevron stitch. I thought it was a really pretty stitch, would make something, you know, that's covers, but it's not, you know, a full coverage. So you can wear it in the evenings in the summer or on a fall evening when you're going out or whatever with wanting to look a little fancy, or maybe sitting out on the porch and just need to, you know, keep your shoulders covered up a little bit. There. Now, I chose a mandala yarn, and the reason I chose a mandala yarn is when I finish this project, it will be added to our prize pack for the month. So whoever wins, I'm hoping this month's prize pack, hopefully I will get it done, will also be, this will be included in that prize pack. So I have a couple balls of this. If I need to get another one, I'm hoping I'll be able to find one, but I think I should be all right. I will be honest, I did get a head start because I want to add this to the prize pack. But don't worry, I am going to restart and go from the beginning with you guys, like I said. But once we get started, I will switch work back into work on this one again. So what I did for mine, let's see, recommended hook. I went for the exact recommended hook, I guess. You could go a little bigger. I definitely would if I would have been thinking, because I didn't even look at the ball band, to be honest. I was thinking I was going to go with a lighter yarn. So I just grabbed my 5mm hook and took off. I should not have done that. I should have gone with a 5.5. Hmm. Do I want to start over? No, I do not want to start over. So I'm going to keep going. So you can do as I do, or, correct what I should have done in the first place, but use whatever size hook feels right for you. For me, this is a very nice fabric. It is not too heavy. It's not too gappy and loose looking. It's very middle of the road, um, as intention. So same here, Miss Bonnie. I generally do what I want to do because, well, I have a hard time marching to anyone else's drum. I really do. I like the idea of it sometimes, but I just never can quite follow through when it's following someone else. So the multiple for this stitch is 10 plus 2. So this shawl, the one I've started right here, is 142. It's, let's see, my arm length and to the middle of my chest, so that, but it will be worn this way. I think, again, if I was starting this over, I would do 122 instead of 142. This one here is a number 3. But you, obviously, depending on if you have a thinner yarn or a thicker yarn, will depend on how thick you want, or how wide you want your project to be. Yes, it's a 10 plus 2 at the end. So if you want to go 140 stitches, then you've got to go 142 for your starting chain. That's a good way to go about it, Miss Dawn. Gulf Coast Granny, welcome in. Oh, Charlotte. Miss Charlotte, welcome in. Thank you for coming by, honey. Uh-oh. Of course, this one's going to give me massive yarn barf. All right, so I don't know who all is participating, but once you have your chain done, just let me know and we will go on from that point. Oh, thank you very much. I love my bright pinks. Yeah, I like those pinks that'll, rock your world. I'll be right back. I gotta water the flowers. All right, Miss Rebecca. Yes, those flowers got to have their water. It's been hot, hot, hot out. Yeah, in the wintertime, a lot of times I do pink and whites. I really like rocking those in the winter. I don't know. In the summertime, I like the bright, in your face colors, and then in the summer or in the wintertime, I want more classy and demure nails. I don't know. It's very strange. I don't know why I'm like that. I just go through my phases. It's like a lot of times in the summertime, I will get wild color hair too, and this year I'm just not feeling it. So I got all the colors. I just not feeling doing it this year, I guess. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the neighbor blaring their car horn. Apparently their legs are broken and they're not able to get out of the car and walk into the house for whatever they're needing. Oh, yuck. Not dishes. That's like the worst household chore there is. I even think that, and that's considering that I have a dishwasher. Hello, Jen. Welcome in. Great to see you, hon. Oh, thank you, Liz. Yeah, I absolutely, ugh, dishes. Blech. It's funny though, because I absolutely love to cook and bake. I don't like dishes. Right? Dishes are the worst. Like, I don't know. I'm weird. I would rather scrub the floors on my hands and knees than do dishes. I just hate them. All right. So our instructions say to skip 2 chains. It counts as a double crochet. Now, this is the only time I'm going to do this part in the pattern because I just don't do it that way. But for the foundation and I'm trying to actually get this right practice, I'm going to do it. And then you also double crochet into that stitch again and into the next 3 double crochets. You then skip 2 chains and double crochet into the next 4 chains. I do floors and bathrooms all week long. I don't mind dishes when I'm at home. I feel you, Bonnie. I feel you. If I had to do, yeah, back when I was scrubbing the floors, for work, I definitely wasn't keen on scrubbing the floors at home. Well, enjoy your dinner, Linan. Thank you for stopping in. I truly appreciate it. And the thumbs up is a great help. Thank you very, very much. So I always use, I guess they call it the bottom bump, so that you have 2 loops on the and you only go into one. That's how I do it. You don't have to do it that way. Excuse me. This whole remembering to look to see if I'm in frame thing. And then double crochet into the next 3. Then you're going to skip 2 chains and double crochet into the next 4. Now after you do this foundation row, it's a 1 row repeat. You just keep going back and forth over and over again. It's quite easy. So once you get it started, it's a great, TV project, car project, something that you can just kind of work on as you go. And then after you get those 4 in, you're going to chain 2 and double crochet back in to that same as your last, as your 4th. So making a V stitch. And now you're going to double crochet into the next 3 chains. Okay. And then you're going to skip 2 and double crochet into the next 4 chains. I don't know what, ever since I can't remember what YouTuber I was following that showed that how to do that. And ever since I learned that back bump thing, I just can't go into the chain all willy-nilly now. Well, hey, as long as no one notices that I make my stitches different than most people do, or they don't pick at me for, making my stitches differently than everyone else's do, we're great. Because I don't know how many noticed it before I did this, but we're going to also chain 2 again here, sorry, and double crochet again into that last, that 4th double crochet chain, and then double crochet into the next 3. But you'll notice I yarn under, then I yarn over, then I yarn over. I don't know why I make my stitches that way, but I've always made my stitches that way. Sure, I can. Okay. So your chain is a multiple of 4 plus 2. So any, multiple, or 10 plus 2, sorry, 10 plus 2. So any multiple of 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so on, and then add 2 more chains. This is the peephole chevron stitch. Oh, hands bigger? Boy, I can try to, let's see. There we go. Okay, so we are going to double crochet into the third chain. So that would make it, the chain 2 is going to count as a double crochet. And then that's your first double crochet of the chevron. And then you're going to double crochet into the next 3 chains. You know, oh, I can fix this, guys. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I got this. There we go. Does that help? I'm sorry, guys. I've never done this before. Please forgive me. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we need one more. So that's 4 double crochets, and then we are going to skip 2 chains. So 1, 2, and double crochet into the third chain, and then 3 double crochet into the next 3 chains. Go. Now we are going to chain 2 and double crochet back into that same chain again, making a V-stitch. Now we are going to double crochet into the next 3 chains. Dirty bugger. There we go. Now we are going to skip 2 chains and double crochet into the third chain. Now double crochet into the next 3 chains. Now we're going to chain 2. Thank you, Miss Yolanda. I will write you down in just a moment. And double crochet back into that same one, making a V-stitch. And now double crochet into the next 3 chains. Split my stitch. Oh, goodness. Now we are going to skip 2 chains and double crochet into that third chain. And then double crochet into the next 3 chains. Now we're going to chain 2, double crochet again back into that same chain, and then double crochet into the next 3 chains. Then you skip 2 chains, double crochet into that 3rd chain, double crochet into the next 3 chains, chain 2, double crochet back into that chain again, and then double crochet into the next 3 chains, and if you've made it to the very end, you will add 1 more double crochet to that very last chain space. And you will chain 1 or chain 2. If you like to chain 2, chain 2. I'm going to chain 1 because I'm going to double crochet back into that stitch instead of chaining 2 and calling it a stitch. That's just how I like to do it. But you do it however makes you happy. And it's a good idea to lay your work down and check it. Make sure that it does what it's supposed to do. I am 100% a tulip girl ever since Bago Day did a giveaway one time, and I actually won the giveaway. And she sent a 4mm hook in that giveaway, which after I used one time, Khaleesi, my younger dog, got a hold of and chewed it apart. It broke my heart. I scrimped and scraved and did everything I had to make sure that I could finally, after a couple of years, I got myself a set of tulip hooks. I absolutely love them. And I was talking about how much I love them so much that my beautiful friend Mel actually sent me another set. So now I am lucky enough to have 2 sets of tulip hooks. They are hands down my favorite. Now, Clover does come in a close second. I have used the Clover steel hooks, or the ergonomic steel hooks, because they do have a very nice teeny tiny hooks, and I was able to get a hold of those much more cost efficiently um, than the tulip ones, and also had a friend of mine send me those. So I've been very lucky in the hook department. I have had some very generous friends help me out in getting some backups. Right, Liz. Well, now I'm saving up for the knitting needles that I want. I really, really want a set of Haya sharps. I have one set of knitting needles. They're wooden needles. I absolutely love them. They were great for when I was learning. Um, However, they're just not fast enough for me, and I get frustrated with the speed of them. So I'm saving up so that I can get my Hayas because I absolutely love the cables with the Hayas. All right, just let me know when you're ready to start the second row, and we will move on to the second row. But I don't want to rush you guys, so please don't feel rushed. Get there when you get there, but just let me know when you're there so that I know that we can move on. Yeah, they're they're costly. I mean, they're not as costly as like furls, you know. Um, not that, that the frills aren't worth it. It's just, oh, I'm sorry. I did not see that. Thank you, Liz. It is after the second row, Crystal. Oh, nice, Bonnie. I've not really delved into Tunisian yet because I know that I don't like the Afghan hooks. I've tried those. I want to give a cabled hook a try, but again, I've heard, like knitting, it really um, will impede your progress if you have the wrong cables. So if I'm going to give it a try, I'm going to get a decent hook and cable so that I know for sure if it's me that doesn't like it. If that happens and I don't like it, I'll know if it's me or the tools. See, Bonnie, I am that defiant too. I will defy myself in a heartbeat. And I tell you, I'm not doing something, girl. You know I'm going to do it. Liz, my cheap hooker friend. Yeah, but I mean, are you really though, girl? Because like I've seen your stash, and I'm not even just talking about the yarn. Like you've got a rather nice hook stash. So, mm, you know, but I get it. I a lot of times will buy more cost efficient things so that I can get more of the other things that I want. Way to go, Bonnie. Well, I guess I'm kind of a middle ground. Like, I don't have to have the bougie stuff, but you know, and I guess in my defense, I have made my crafts carry some of the load of my crafts. So, oh, I I finished a yarn. I'll show you that while we're waiting for everyone to get to the end of their row. I finished the second dragon yarn, and this already has a home. I am sending it to my mod from Facebook, Miss Wanda, as a thank you gift for all that she has done for the channel and helping me out over it on Facebook, making sure that, people need to be let into the group. She makes sure that they get let into the group and she moderates over there for me. I really appreciate her. Oh, I've got to give this a good bath and then it will be on down the road. This is the second hank of the dragon yarn that we submitted for the dragon make along with Ray and Miss Erin. Everyone loves their furls, yeah. I have like 2 furls, I think. They were gifts. I don't remember from who, sorry. They're very pretty. I did use one. Actually, I used one on the Kraken hat. I needed a 6.5 or something like that, or a 7 millimeter hook or something that I didn't have in a yeah, it was a 6.5, and I don't have a 6.5 in a tulip. So I used the furls for the first time. Yeah, I took 2 braids of fiber from the fiber company that I have a monthly subscription with, and mixed the 2 braids together to make the single, well, 2 different hanks of yarn. One was part of the make along with Crafting Kitty Erin and Ray's Yarn Addiction, because they were doing a dragon make along and I wanted to participate. That yarn was, I sent it to Erin, and she in turn sent it to the winner of that make along, which funny enough was Mel from Lithalia's Little Hook, our friend that, used to be up here live with me every week. So that was kind of a fun turnabout. Oh, that's not bad, Charlotte. That's not bad at all. Yeah, if I was going to get any, that's how I would have to get it. Well, welcome in, Bima. Happy to have you here. I've heard about the fire hooks. I think they're quite a bit like furls, aren't they? I haven't actually seen them in person yet. I've seen, some of the other content creators show them off. No, you didn't miss anything. And thank you for watching the ads. I appreciate it. It's, 1 or 2 cents in the bucket, but every cent counts, right? Mm, that reminds me, I need to write down Miss Yolanda. I don't want to forget that. Miss Yolanda, I just wrote you down as Yo-Yo because, that's what I call you, and I will know that that is you. Well, Granny D came back. Welcome back, Granny D. Right. Hey, we only live one time. Now, we can't indulge in absolutely everything or every single time, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with treating yourself or indulging on the nicer things every now and again, as long as you're not taking food off the table or risking your lights getting turned off for them. Life is just too short. Most of the time, you're absolutely correct, Bonnie. Now, certain hooks do work better for certain people because of whatever reason, we all have different needs and mobility or whatever. So certain hooks might, I know some people that only use the metal hooks, the steel hooks. I know other people that can only use the great big, like the fires and the furls and whatnot, and still other people that even put I've seen people use the pool noodles and make a grip for the hooks. So it really, it's none of us to judge what another crafter needs to complete their craft. Oh yeah, paper crafts. Oh goodness. I can only imagine because I bought one or two books of different paper packs because I wanted to make do the covered notebooks like this. And I mean I did it. It was a success. I did it, like I don't think like I did this here. Is this something like, oh, say Carrie Penny would do, or Miss Bonnie would do, or Miss Margie over at Margie's Crafting Corner? No, I don't have skill like that. But I was able to cut things out and learn how to fold them to make, that's a pocket right there. So I learned how to make pockets and got another pocket there. I even got a little corner one in here somewhere. But I mean, it was fun. And I've got the stuff where I can do some bigger books. I just haven't done it yet. I intend to someday. Yeah, Liz is the clearance yarn queen. That girl loves her a bargain. And to be honest, I was too. Prior to starting my channel, when I first started crocheting, I got kind of lucky quite a few different times at a few different Walmarts because I lived in a town where literally there was two Supercenter Walmarts within 15 minutes of each other, and both of them were like within 20, well, one was like 5 minutes away and one was like 20 minutes away. So I was able to get in and catch a bunch of yarn on clearance for like $1.15, something like that. It was crazy cheap. And then there was a Hobby Lobby sale, the one of the Hobby Lobby clearances, and I hit that pretty big too, as big as I could, because I just don't have money like that. But I never did the, 3 and 4 buggies full like I've seen some of the other girls do. Like I did $20-$30 at a time at Hobby Lobby type of clearance shopping. But it added up and it added up really fast. I have 25 cube shelf in here and 16 cube shelf out in the other craft room, and both of them were plumb full of yarn prior to starting Stash Down when I moved into this house. In 5 years, I have almost completely cleared the 25 cubes of yarn. But as I've cleared it of big box store yarn, I've filled it with fiber and fabric and sewing supplies. So I've been stashing down over here while stashing up over here. My neighbors were doing that just a little while ago too, Granny D. And they were playing their music. Heck, the other night they were playing till it wasn't even the 4th of July. It was before the 4th. It was like the 1st or 2nd. And they were out playing their music until like 3 a.m. And I mean, it was banging. Like I had to turn my phone to max so I could hear what they were saying on the screen. You know? Are we ready to go on to the next row? Okay. So I'm going to, like I said, I chain one and I'm going to double crochet into that first stitch. And that's just your starting stitch, so that doesn't really count as anything. And then we are going to double crochet again into that very same stitch. Sorry, I gotta move my hands. There we go. So that's 2 double crochets into the first stitch. If you're doing the chain of 2, oh, sorry. If you're doing the chain 2 method or chain 3 method, you would do the chain 2 or chain 3 and then double crochet back into that very first stitch and then move on from there. Liz is a scoundrel like that. You gotta watch her. And then we are going to double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Sorry. The hell. Hold on a second, guys. All right. Ugh, goodness. I'm going to switch back to this project. There we go. Okay. Rewind, start again. Okay. So we're going to double crochet into the first, double crochet again, then double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Y'all are never going to follow me again. You're like, this girl don't know what the hell she's doing. I don't blame you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you, sweetheart. Okay, there we go. All right, so that makes your first stitch and then your 4 double crochets. You are going to skip over 2 double crochets and double crochet into that next one, that next double crochet. Then you are going to double crochet into the next, oops, sorry guys, 2 double crochets. I got to get better at this. And you're going to double crochet into your chain 2 space. Hello, Miss Debbie. Welcome in. Then you're going to chain 2 and double crochet into that chain 2 space again. Ooh, pizza sounds yummy. Then you're going to double crochet into the next 3 double crochets. You're going to skip over 2 double crochets and double crochet into the 3rd. Now you're going to double crochet into the next 2 double crochets. Double crochet into your chain 2 space, chain 2. Don't drop your hook like I did. Double crochet into that chain 2 space again, and double crochet into the next 3 double crochets. Skip 2 double crochets and double crochet into the 3rd. double crochet into the next 2 double crochets, double crochet into your chain 2 space, chain 2, and double crochet back into that chain 2 space again, double crochet into the next 3 double crochets, oh, I'm off camera again, skip 2 double crochets and double crochet into that 3rd double crochet, and double crochet into the next 2 double crochets, double crochet into your chain 2 space, chain 2, double crochet back into your chain 2 space again, suggesting the camera focuses on your hand when you're doing these. It would be good to do it horizontal instead of vertical. I'm learning right now. Okay, well, I will definitely try that out, Jen. I'm definitely learning too. I've done a couple tutorials, but you know, I don't know, like I can actually look at the screen when I'm doing a tutorial because I have the full camera or the full screen of the phone. Where this way I'm having to look at my hands, but then also look up at the screen to make sure where I'm at and then kind of look. Yeah. No, you're fine. I understood you. Yeah, I think the vertical though, yeah, it does make a smaller picture. I think. I don't know, but I don't know. I think it depends on the kind of camera you have too. And right now, all I have is Android phones. Someone said that Apple is better for this kind of stuff, but I can't afford Apple. I can try to move the lighting a bit, see if that helps. Yeah, I've only ever touched an apple like once or twice. Oh, thank you, Miss Debbie. This is Mandala Aquarius. It's the Mandala Sparkle. Well, thank you, Miss Bonnie. Okay, so we're going to double crochet into the next 3 double crochets. Wishes the yarn wasn't quite so dark though either. And we're going to skip 2 double crochets and double crochet into the 3rd. And then, oh, sorry, double crochet in the next 2 double crochets and then double crochet into the chain 2 space. I'm off camera again. I'm sorry. Chain 2 and double crochet into the chain 2 space again. It's just that I have to learn to stay put right here. And then we're going to double crochet into the next 3 double crochets going back down the hill. And then we're going to skip 2 double crochets, double crochet into the 3rd, double crochet, and then double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. And double crochet in our chain 2 space, chain 2, and double crochet back into that chain 2 space, double crochet into the next 3 double crochets. Chain or skip 2 double crochets and double crochet into the 3rd, double crochet into the next 2 double crochets, and double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2, and double crochet into that chain 2 space again. And you're just going to do that all the way to your end, and I'll meet you at the end, and I'll show you what you do at the end, and then you just repeat that row over and over again until you get the desired length of your project, or you run out of yarn, whichever one comes first. I actually do that when I put a permanent one down tonight. I literally, because this table is covered in paint and whatnot from, painting with myself and painting with the nieces and nephew last year. Um, so I usually use like a white tag board, um, and I put the tape down. But tonight I couldn't find my tag board, so I went running around for something that was light colored so that I knew the yarn was a little bit darker, and I was hoping that the light background would help you guys to see a little bit better what I'm doing. I know dark yarn isn't ideal for showing detail in stitches. So did you guys have a good 4th of July? Did you get any good meals? Or I hope you guys did some grilling out. We were going to grill out, but the neighbors chased us back inside because we couldn't hear ourselves think or talk to one another without screaming. So we came back inside, and I cooked in the house, and the king went to bed because he had to get ready for work. Update on the king's dad. He is at the rehabilitation home right now. Of course, he is fussing to come home, but he is not there yet. And they're working on getting a plan in place for when he does come home so that he can be at home safely, whether that is with a family member staying with him full time, mandated, or if that is maybe an in-home nurse or something like that. That's all to be determined yet. It's truly what he needs. So hopefully that will all work out, and he can come home and be happy to be at home, but yet be there and be safe, because his safety is the most important aspect of all of this. Can't have him out there driving and hurting himself or other people, you know, or not taking his medication because he doesn't remember. But yeah, we went and seen him today. He was quite happy to see us. He was having his lunch when we walked in, so he said, "Happy you guys are here. I'm going to feel my face." So we got to, you know, watch him fill his face, which it made him happy. He was having some chicken, so he was quite happy with that. And he said the food in there is quite good, so. And just a reminder that my nieces and nephew will be here later on this month. I'm not for sure if we will do a live the night, our Monday night that they will be here. It depends on, um, if they're settled down for the night watching movies or not. If they're not settled down for the night, and I know for sure they're not going to bust in on me, um, and on the live and everything, then I'll have to skip it that week. But I know you guys will understand that. Now, the only thing we're going to do different, like we did on the very first row, on this row and every single row, is the very last stitch gets an extra double crochet. So your very first stitch and your very last stitch get 2 double crochets. Other than that, it's one, other than our V stitches. Well, see, Jen, the thing is I had nails longer than this when I learned to crochet. So when I took my nails off a few years ago when the king was in the hospital and we were having financial difficulties, obviously because he was in the hospital, and unable to work, I cut them off. And I had to actually relearn how to hold everything and crochet because I didn't know how to do anything without my nails. So I'm quite happy to have them back again. They make my hands look a little bit longer because I have short, stubby little fingers. Yeah, I think it really is, it's what you learned with, or I mean, it's how much you practice too, because it's a completely different but kind of the same thing at the same time situation. Our wonderful Kayla, Llama Mama Kayla. I mean, in the time I've known her, she has continued to lose digits, and she doesn't let it stop her. She finds a way. She even had put a strap around her hand to hold her hook and everything. So, I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. If you really, really want to do something and accomplish something, you just got to keep practicing on it and don't let bumps in the road stop you. Guys, I am really sorry. I'm going to be right back in like 5 seconds. I have to run to the other room for a moment. Please forgive me. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Hello, Miss Lydia. Welcome in, sweetheart. Jen says, I can't even use my phone. Yeah, certain again, there are things that are quite difficult with the nails. The punch pads at the for the gas pump, mm, pain in the butt when you have nails, or like when you have to stick the card in at the gas pump and leave it in and then pull it out. I have the hardest time getting my card back out, especially when my nails are longer. Because right now, believe it or not, these are short nails for me. They're usually, uh, well, a good half inch longer than these, if not better. And I work, I work in the garden with these nails. If the king wants to work on a vehicle and it's not in the engine compartment, because I can't do that with my pacemaker, um, I jump in it and do that with my nails. And if Liz and I lived closer, girl, I'd have her do my nails. I would do her nails. We would have a whole thing going on because I know how to do my own nails. I can do them, but it takes for flipping ever. Yeah, and I tell the my nail tech, I always tell them make them deadly. So I walk out with very, very sharp nails and they giggle about it. Hello, Miss Terry. Welcome in. Oh, a landlord walkthrough. Are you moving, Miss Terry? Oh, thank you, Lydia. It takes a lot of work to do your own nails. It's not a hard thing to do. I mean, the right hand is a pain in the butt if you're right-handed, you know. But once you figure it out, it's not too bad. It takes for flipping ever. Oh, not intentionally. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I hate moving. That is like the worst thing. Like I've moved so many times in my life that if I don't plan on ever moving again. My next place will be the urn that the king puts me in after I'm gone. I told him, I said, I'll put him in the backyard before I'll before we'll break up because I ain't doing it again. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I've had enough moving. I mean, I've been in so many different zip codes, so many different times. Like growing up, we were never stable. It was we never knew for sure how long we were going to be any place, and we never stayed a place longer than an entire school year. Like we never. I don't think in my entire growing up I ever started and ended a school year in the same school. And then I was a bit nomadic um, in my younger days. My son was little, not always by choice, but now I'm quite happy with being settled. I want to have a little farm and have all the little animals and grow my crops and bake my breads and Speaking of baking bread, I did that this weekend. Made a couple loaves of bread, and I baked a ham. It was really yummy. Oh yes, I was gonna Miss Deborah, if you are still here, sweetheart. I was going to add in a bar of my homemade soap if you would like it. If you do not want it, that is perfectly fine. I completely understand. Um, there are no scents and no dyes in my soap, just to let you know up front. It is made with lye. It's also made with coconut oil, olive oil, and shea butter. It is a very, very, very nice soap. It makes your skin feel nice and silky smooth, but not just because I can have it doesn't mean, people that have different skin allergies for myself can have it. So I definitely want to make sure. All right. Wonderful. We're definitely working on it, Terry. We still have to clear quite a bit of the land, and unfortunately, with the king's health being the way that it's been since we moved into this place, I mean, we've gotten a lot done considering the fact that I have 45% heart capacity, and the king has had pneumonia and almost passed away and had two new hips put in. We have gotten a lot done, but there's a smoke ton more that needs to be done for the dream to be completely realized. Well, if Miss Deborah wins the lotto, we definitely got to do lunch. No, I'm kidding. We got to do lunch anyways. Oh, that is sad that you have a reaction to shea butter. I just absolutely love it. But yes, I like really enjoy making my own soaps. I tried the melt and pour stuff first, but then I wanted to actually get into the chemistry of it. I think that's really cool, the science part of it. And yes, soap making can be a bit dangerous, um, for sure. But I tend to not worry about that kind of stuff too much. I mean, now I don't go playing with magnets because that's definitely dangerous for me. Could turn off my machine. But I also don't live in a padded room because I'm afraid of life. Because I kind of have the philosophy that if you're afraid to live, are you really alive? And I am not. I want to do all the things and enjoy as much as I possibly can while I'm here. And one of the experiences I have truly enjoyed was making soap. I know we would have so much fun in the kitchen, Liz. Right, Miss Deborah? Yeah, you got to play to win, unfortunately, and I don't never play, so I definitely can't win. It was funny the other night. I've been, kind of hanging out in the Pokemon community a little bit, you know, because the Pokemon people are fun. I don't necessarily understand the Pokemon, but the people are nice, and they've been very nice to me. They haven't said anything bad because I don't know anything about Pokemon. They welcome me in. But I was hanging out with them the other night, and Mm, excuse me. Itchy, itchy. Uh, well, anyways, I forgot where I was going with that. So my memory sucks. I would love to try to make some goat milk soap. I have a recipe in my book. I will probably give it a go at some point, just, because I can. And it's fun to try new things. So, yes, Miss Lydia, I make my own soap. Matter of fact, I have a video of me making soap. It's pinned in my community area. Um, if you want to check it out so that you don't have to search through my videos. I know I need to get better, what do you call it? Get my videos better organized so you guys can find what you're looking for a little easier. Jen can't bake? Oh, I love to bake. A couple years ago, the king got me a bread machine, and after I made him bread from scratch this weekend, he said that he wasted his money on that bread machine because my bread's way better. Which, I definitely appreciate the compliment. Bread machine is nice. It does save a bit of time, but making bread isn't hard. It's just a time consuming process. Oh, I love to bake. I love baking and making candies but I'm definitely the type of person that food is one of my love languages, and not so much the eating of food, but I love to make food for other people. Like, it is definitely a way that I show my love and affection. Right? Definitely got to get that mojo back. I know Liz's kids would definitely like it. I mean, that and the kids' teachers and the neighbors and everyone else she blesses with all that wonderful bacon. Oh, Miss Lydia made laundry soap. Well, that's really cool. I've been thinking about, I found a recipe for shampoo. I've been thinking about giving that a try. Because again, all the shampoos have all the scents and the dyes and the whatnot in it. And the one I'm using now isn't bad, but I always have to, when I take a bath and wash my hair, I then have to take a shower afterwards to make sure that all the soaps and the residues are rinsed off of me, because otherwise I'll get a bad rash. Yeah, my grandma made my grandma knew how to make bread, but her last probably 15 years or so, she used a bread machine, but her bread was always amazing, even in the bread machine. I don't know though if she had the bread machine make the dough or if she just made the dough and then put put it all in the bread machine and had it do the rising and the baking part. I'm not sure, because I know that's an option on mine, and that sounds like something my grandmother would do, but I never got to sit down and just talk to her about it. So I'm not 100% sure how that happened. Now my bread machine makes really good like banana breads or like cinnamon bread, stuff like that. But as far as like the just plain white bread, I'm not a big fan of it out of the bread machine. And I use the same flour. I don't understand why it would be that way, but see, I'm not a big bread person myself, but the king is very southern where he likes carbs with his carbs. Um like if I make mashed potatoes, he also wants biscuits. And I to me, if you have mashed potatoes, you don't need biscuits, or if you have biscuits, you don't need mashed potatoes. It's kind of a one or the other thing. But he is very, very southern, and he needs his extremely sweet tea and all the carbs. I'm pretty good at resisting it, although I think maybe he's eating it and my hips are gaining it. I think that's how that's working. This is the Mandala Sparkle. It's a number 3 weight yarn, and I'm using a 5 millimeter hook. Oh God, yes, those cinnamon rolls I made from scratch, girl. Oh, they were so amazing. Far too sweet for me. I had to just drizzle just a tiny bit of the icing on the top of mine, but God, they were good. The cinnamon part was amazing. And it takes hours and hours, but it was definitely worth the time. Yeah, once you've had the homemade cinnamon rolls from a can are just oh, so wrong. Well, I mean, it calls for a 5 millimeter hook, and I'm not a loose or a tight crocheter. I'm very middle of the road with my tension, but yeah, it does have a nice. I mean, it's substantial, but it's flowy at the same time. I could even see going up to a 6 millimeter with this pattern and this yarn to give it just that extra bit of flowiness to it. But I do like the fabric this is creating. Yeah, we're big cinnamon people in this house. Like when I make the king's French toast, I have to extra cinnamon it, or where's my cinnamon? Yeah, I think mandala is meant to be used with a slightly bigger hook than what you would normally, I guess, normally, as mm, the average 3 weight yarn would call for. Because I think it's meant to be more of a flowy yarn. It really, to me, seems designed to be either for more frilly blankets or shawls. That's what I see it working best on. Yeah, we can't have Liz running around with a broken heart now. That's no good. Yeah, and this would definitely work as a blanket or a wrap or whatever you want to use it for, you know. It's a nice stitch. I wanted to give it a try. I had a different stitch in mind actually when I opened the book, but then when I came upon this stitch, I was like, you know what? I really like that one, so let's go with it. Back in the day, we used to drop um, 3 or 4 cinnamon sticks into a bottle of Everclear and add a couple other ingredients to it and then let it sit in the cupboard for like a month making and then we called it apple pie because it made the alcohol taste exactly like an apple pie. Well, thank you. Yeah, when this gets done, it will be added to this month's prize pack with whatever yarn and bag we choose to go into the prize pack. Haven't picked it out yet for the month, but I will be dyeing some more yarn. I got an order for a royal celebration box. So when I ordered the yarn for that, I also ordered just a bit extra, and I plan on dyeing that up. And I will make sure to do at least 2 hanks of every color so that anybody that wants to do a bigger project um, will be able to do so with 2 yarns that were dyed at the same time. Yes, I was very happy to have an order for a royal celebration box come in. It's I think the first one that I've actually done that wasn't for me. So that's very exciting. Just a reminder, I do have uh, winter celebration and Halloween or fall celebration, however you want to look at it. Uh, Yarn boxes available on the website. The website will be closed down at the end of August. So if you're wanting one of those, please do make sure to let me know before then so that we can get that done for you. I have come to terms with the closing of the website. And take the time to make other things and kind of go in other directions with my crafting. Oop, drop my hook. I was very excited. Our cauldron winner did get a hold of me already, so that prize went out today. It always makes me happy when the winners. I gotta close it, Miss Bonnie, because I'm not making any money. It's literally costing me money to have a website that nobody shops on. I've made two, maybe three website sales since January. So, once I close the website down, the only way that you'll be able to get a Queen's bag from that point on is if I gift you one, because I will no longer be selling them. It's okay. Part of it's economy, and part of it's the fact that up until a couple days ago when I went from 1790 something to 1800 or 1801 was the first time my channel had grown at all in months. So it there's a lack of growth, which a lot of people tell me is my SEOs or search engine optimization. I'm not putting the right words for my titles. I should be putting, in other words, I should be clickbaiting people, telling them like how to make the Pokemon balls. But that's not what I'm showing in the video. I'm not showing how to, I'm just showing off what I made. And so I've got two choices. I can be authentic to myself and not lie or mislead people with the titles of my videos, or I can lie and mislead people and my channel will grow. I've chose to be authentic to myself, and for me that is the right choice. Anytime, Miss Liz, you know I would make you a bag any day of the week, sweetheart. And it's okay. I mean, I was upset about it the first time I talked to you guys. It hurt to say it out loud for the first time. And I didn't never start out wanting to sell things. Like I literally started selling them because people begged me to start selling them. But then people started saying they're too expensive. But if I look on Etsy, my bags are cheaper than the bags that are on Etsy. And I'm just not willing to work for free. I'm not willing to work to put, some CEO at Etsy into a bigger bonus. I have no problem working. I'm just not going to work for somebody else to make a profit. And I guess in order to be successful at these things, you have to bend and do those things. And I'm not willing to. My integrity means more to me. So the little dream that I started to dream, when I first started selling bags about, having little seeds of my love like all around the world and having, people that will know who I am when I'm gone all around the world. That was a really awesome idea to me. Something that I thought that was really amazing. Just a little farm girl from nowhere, Wisconsin, with no real family ties, no, like not a whole lot of friend ties and stuff like that either, could do something that makes them so well known, and not for something crazy, not for some viral moment of that person being a complete dingbat or doing something off the wall, but for something that they worked really hard for. I thought that was really, really something that was worth striving for, you know. And admitting that I was giving up on that at first kind of broke my heart a lot. But I don't have to sell things to be known, you know. So, I mean, I'm giving up on selling things, but I haven't given up on making it a positive impact somewhere, you know. And I appreciate you too, Miss Terry, so very much. Each and every one of you has truly touched my heart. And like I said, I've got a ton of fabric here, so I'm sure I'll still make some and give them out, like for channel prizes and stuff like that, you know. Um, so there'll still be ways to get them, just not selling them no more. And I was never 100% comfortable with the cool kids in the lunchroom slogan, just because I never was one of the cool kids in the lunchroom, and I never wanted to feel like I was a part of anything that excluded anyone else. Although I know Mama G, and I know her intention was not one of exclusion, it was one of inclusion. And so now, if I think about it, all the people that have a bag, whether they purchased it, whether they won it or it was gifted to them from somebody else, you're all part of a club now, in a way, and that's pretty awesome to me. I think, anyways. Right, a bunch of bag ladies in a good way. And I'll still be rocking them because I don't never leave my house without one of my bags. I actually have one that stays inside of my pocketbook at all times. And then quite often I will carry a second one with a crochet project in it. So I will have a knitting project with me and a crochet project with me, because you just never know why I might have, the opportunity to grow another pair of arms somewhere out there in the wild and can crochet and knit at the same time while I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing out when I'm peopling. Well, thank you, Miss Dorothy. Yeah, I seen your bag, Liz. It's so cute. And speaking of crocheting a bag, I found a pattern that I so can't wait to start. I found an owl bag, and this bag looks kind of like an owl. It's got an owl's head and feathers, and it's gorgeous. Oh, that's awesome. That is so awesome, Sally. I love that. And I mean, nothing can ever change the fact that, like, I've got bags from here all the way to New Zealand. You know, there's even one of my bags somewhere floating around South Africa. I don't believe it ever got to its intended recipient, as it fell off the radar about halfway through Africa. And she never said anything about getting it, but she also stopped doing videos. And by her, I mean Miss Ursula from OM Granny Square. I actually found some Granny Square fabric and bought it specifically to make her a bag. And then I had to beg and beg and beg and beg her for her address. And I sent the bag to her. But like I said, I'm not quite sure if she ever did get to see her bag or not, because the tracking I had stopped tracking the bag about halfway through Africa. So if she don't have it, someone in Africa has it, and I'm sure they're utilizing it, you know, for whatever they use it for. I absolutely loved my calf growing up, Terry. I had uh, a heifer calf given to me as payment for milking when I was a kid, and I bottle fed that little heifer from the day she was born up until, you know, she was no longer needing that. And then I would lead her around. I would make her a halter lead rope out of some binder twine, and it even got where I could ride on top of her. I could sit on her back and she would walk around. I don't know. My extra large bag could probably fit a calf in it. Pretty close. Yeah, I absolutely love Miss Ursula. She's a very sweet lady. I mean, and what always amazed me with Miss Ursula is she is such a big creator. Like, she had very large numbers, especially for, you know, the Yarny community. And she took the time where she wouldn't necessarily watch my videos the second they came out, but she took the time to watch every single one of them up until the time where she got off of YouTube. And she actually would watch them. And I know she did because she made comments that were, you know, appropriate for the video that she was watching. It wasn't ever just anything generic. It was just amazing that, you know, she took the time to see smaller creators, you know, because it can be a struggle sometimes. It, you know, it gets a little frustrating sometimes when you feel like you're invisible, or you're not growing, or your videos aren't hitting, you know, and you know, we all say we're not supposed to look at our neighbors and compare or whatever. And I mean, that can be your truest intention, but it is truly hard to live that way. To not look at, oh man, that person, you know, just started YouTube, and you know, they've been here for 3 months and they're got 400, you know, 100,000 subscribers already, or you know, another one might have 4 or 5,000 already, depending on the creator. And then the next person, you know, could have been there for a year or two and still had under 1,000. Like, you know, my girl Miss Liz here, she's been doing her thing for a minute now. Now, like me, she took a small break, needed to for herself, and that is completely understandable. Um, but her numbers have stalled in a way because of it, or they've slower growing because of it. And she has not yet hit her 1K, which to me is just sad. And I know Liz isn't sad about it. Liz is still working very, very hard, and doing her thing and being who she is. And I know that she will get there. It's just, it's hard not to compare and look at those things, and wonder, well, how come I haven't gotten there yet? What is it? Have I done something? Can I do something different? Or, you know, have those things running through your head. Well, those are really good numbers for not having worked on your channel in so long, Bonnie. That's amazing to me. It's wonderful that you're able to keep the numbers up there like that, though. Still, or that people haven't, walked away. I know when I took my break, I was gone for about a year, and I lost quite a few people during that time. And then when I came back, my growth was just completely stunted. At one time, I had thought about starting over, but then I'm like, no, I ain't doing it. It must be all the oh yeah, the word just slipped completely out of my head. All the socializing you do in the chats that gets you more subscribers, Miss Bonnie. I've seen you in the chats, and you talk with everyone and stuff like that, and I'm sure that gets plenty of positive feedback. I know you do, Liz. That's probably one of my favorite things about you. And it is definitely something that you have taught me to celebrate a little bit more as well. But that's one of the reasons I absolutely fell in love with Liz when I first met her, is how absolutely positive she is, and brutally honest. Not brutal as in, like, she'll come at you hardcore or anything like that. But Liz don't pull any punches. She lets you know exactly how she feels about things and exactly where she stands with things. And I've always respected and loved that about her. And the fact that she will get out there and cheer and, like, shake them pom poms all day long for anybody and everybody trying to do their thing. That's just an amazing quality. Well, I would love to see the stuff that you're doing, Miss Bonnie. When you do decide to get back to it, I would love to see what you're doing. Well, that's awesome. There you go, Liz. One more. And I know I don't usually say it, but if you guys need your link dropped, I do believe, yeah, Liz is a moderator, and if you ask her real nice, if she has the time, she will drop your link for you. I don't have a problem with you guys, you know, linking up and meeting each other and stuff like that. Matter of fact, I encourage it. We all, um, the ones that make content, want to keep growing. So please, by all means, let people know about you, and if they want to come over and join up, I encourage it. For sure, right, Liz? Sorry, not sorry. 100% you. Holy buckets, we've been here for 2 hours already. Doesn't feel like it's been that long. Yeah, I forget to say it. So if if you guys are ever in here, don't be afraid to, hey, can I get my link dropped? I don't have Nightbot because I'm just not a big fan of all the AI stuff. I know Nightbot is not truly AI because you got to set him up with all the commands, but I don't particularly like him. I don't complain when it's in other people's chats, but I don't really want it in my chat. Okay, Miss Bonnie, I will go over and check it out when we end the live here. And thank you very much, Liz. Pretty soon I'm going to give you guys the word to put in for a chance to get into the drawing for the super chat super stickers. Every single live, we give away 5 entries to that, so you do not have to buy a super chat or super sticker to get in. But to be guaranteed to get in, you do need to do that, I guess. It's just my way of saying thank you for helping out the channel. It is not expected. It is not demanded. It is something that you can do, and I like to say thank you by doing something a little special for those ones. But to keep legal and on the good side of everybody, we give 5 out every single live, so you can have a chance to get in even if you don't get a super sticker or a super chat. Hope I explained that correctly. Bonnie's dealing with tourists. That's always fun. All right, I'm setting up the giveaway tool. There we go. So put in the word chevron to have a chance to get into the what do you call it? The appreciation giveaway for the month. And anybody that makes this project, whether you make a wrap or a baby blanket or whatever you want to make with this, I would love to see a picture of it when you're done. You can either email that to me or you can post it in my community section here on YouTube so everyone can see it when you post it. Mimi G. Hello, Mimi. We got 14 entries so far and 19 people in the room. So type it in one more time just to make sure that it took, please. Oh, and once again, thank you all for coming in tonight. Okay, Mimi. Okay, it looks like it's going to stay at 14. So we are going to draw 5 names. Miss Yolanda, or affectionately known as Yo-Yo to me. Okay, we are going to draw again. Congratulations, Miss Yolanda. Miss Terry, congratulations. And our third person, Miss Bonnie's Corner, congratulations. Number 4, Miss Liz. And last but not least for this week, Karen JSB, congratulations. There you go. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you coming by and spending some time with me tonight. I appreciate you not hollering at me for being out of frame so many times and messing this up completely at the beginning. But we will learn together. There will be growing pains, I guarantee it. But eventually, maybe someday, I'll have something that can truly be looked at and go, hey, I can follow that. If you need any help, if you get stuck anywhere, please do reach out to me. I am always willing to chat. And it's not only just about this. If you get stuck on another pattern and just need someone to help talk through it, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and say, hey, I need a little advice or whatever the case may be. I'm going to head on out of here, guys. We got lots coming up this week. We got our Pokeball video is up and ready to go already. You'll be seeing that on Thursday. I am trying to work out adding another live in during the week. A friend of mine and I have been talking about that, but when we know all the details, we will give them to you. Until then, we're just got to keep it up in the air. But until next time, thank you all for coming tonight. Bye for now.